So, what are the benefits of test driven development? Like, first big benefit is it increases certainty. So, what test driven development is when you write automated tests, it gives you a regression test in free. So, regression test suite in free. A lot of time, when I used to write code, I used to write code very fast. And in the process, I used to create some silly bugs. And basically, when your code has a lot of problem, there's the uncertainty that when it will go to production. So when you use test driven development, automated unit tests, you are getting feedback from the system very quickly. And by the time you move to QA, the chances are very few issues will be found, and there are more chances you are going to meet the production date. Second benefit is high quality software. First time when I remember I used test driven development, I was writing a web service. And since I was writing a web service, I was able to do a write test for 100% code coverage. Because when testing automated unit testing became very popular, it was very tedious to test interfaces. If you that time web forms were popular, web uh, forms were popular. So if the UI testing UI was very complex, and it's still very complex, you have to think about session issues, a lot of how a lot of things. They were not automated unit test friendly, those technologies, the user interface technologies. So I moved my code in the test, and the QA person was stressed. Like for 2 3 days, the QA person was not able to find any bugs. And so it's a great companion, especially if you are a person who like to do things fast, and uh, you don't have patience to test all the existing functionality. So automated test gives you that in free. Increases confidence. As I said, like when you know your code is working, you have not broken anything. A lot of time, what happens? It's not we don't do regression testing. It's we underestimate the impact analysis. We think our changes is impacting in certain area, but actually, a lot of time, it could impact certain areas which we never thought. So it covers our back. It makes sure that it tests all those scenarios which we cannot find it during our impact analysis. Documentation. A lot of time when I go to a project, I am given a documentation, and generally documentation is very old, nobody has updated, and it doesn't make sense. So if you have written some web APIs, RESTful APIs, test automated test is the best way to show people how to use your APIs, what kind of payload should be given, what kind of payload is expecting. And if unit test is passing, the chances is your code is working. Better design. So this is very important thing. A lot of time we write the code when we design our objects. We don't know the complete picture. We just write some classes, and over the time we gain more knowledge, and we understand more system. We want to redesign our classes, we want to redesign our software. A lot of time the best design patterns implemented were during refactoring. When I went back to the code, I have to make changes, I could see big picture. So automated unit tests make sure that if you make some changes, the code is still working. I remember I was working on a legacy applications, and this application has become huge. A lot of people were afraid to make any changes. They did not know what they are going to break. So if as last time I covered discussed object-oriented programming in details, and in that workshop we discussed object great object designs models. They evolve over the time. So iterative agile development, I think in agile development, every 2 weeks we are pushing stuff to test or maybe production. So it's very important for agile development, iterative development to be successful. We have to write automated unit tests.